217 to 214, one Republican to go. So it's on track to pass. But right when we came on the air, right when you came to me, it was tied 214 to 214. Now it's passed because you can see them there reading out the results of the vote, which means that a government shutdown has been averted once President Trump signs this into law. But it was not without some serious drama, Kira. Earlier on today, there was a key procedural vote that was on track to fail until Mike Johnson had to work on Republican holdouts who had said they wanted voter ID legislation linked to this funding bill. Ultimately, it doesn't look like they got any concrete promises. We know that some other holdouts yesterday, when there were other negotiations, just got an agreement from the White House that the White House is ideologically aligned with that bill and would support it, despite the fact Democrats have said voter ID legislation is dead on arrival if it goes to the Senate. And then once we cleared that procedural hurdle, after there was some deal-making and hand-wringing and the vote was held open for a time, we went to this final vote, which is the one that was a nail-biter that you're seeing the results of there on your screen. 21 Republicans voted against this package of funding bills, which was the product of a deal that was struck by President Trump and Chuck Schumer in the Senate, and 193 Democrats voted against it. Again, a bipartisan deal, and that includes every single member of House Democratic leadership who have said they do not like this deal. Now, this deal is passing the remaining 5 government funding bills to fully fund the government. Right now, we're in a partial shutdown, remember, paychecks for U.S. troops, Head Start programs of the Department of Education. All of that would get funded except for the Department of Homeland Security, which would have its funding temporarily extended for 2 weeks while there are negotiations on reforms to ICE. There were Republicans who said they didn't like the fact that these bills were opened up for negotiation in the first place, and that's why they opposed it. There were Democrats who said they didn't want to fund the Department of Homeland Security at all, and they wanted to shut it down where there were those ongoing ICE discussions, and a lot of different opinions in the spectrum of those thoughts. Ultimately, the deal was able to pass both the Senate and the House in a nail-biter of a vote here. It goes to the president's desk, but the real big hot political potato right now is still how will these negotiations on ICE reforms go, and will the Department of Homeland Security, when it runs out of funding in 2 weeks, get a full funding package, or will that department shut down?
All right, it's a lot to cover. Jay O'Brien, glad we have you on the Hill. Thanks, Jay.